What's going on, guys? Frankie Dingleberry here. Today I have 3 scary stories from the subreddit Let's Not Meet. The links to all these stories will be in the description below. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoy the video, and subscribe if you want to hear more scary stories. So without further ado, let's jump right into this. Number 1. Hi. This happened to me about a week ago now, and I have been debating with my close friends if I should post this or not. I'm a 14-year-old girl with long, dark brown hair, blue eyes, slim as I do sport a lot. I live with my stepdad, my mom, and 18-year-old brother and 2 cats. I live in a very nice area. It's always safe and nobody ever gets hurt. Everyone around me is really nice, and the estate is pretty big. I was home alone as my mom and brother had gone to my hometown for the week, and my stepdad said he'd be working late tonight. This I didn't mind because it meant I had the whole house to myself, and I could do whatever I want. I never usually lock the front door. My stepdad is usually home before it gets dark, so he can help me make dinner and feed the cats. My door is a thick, heavy door that has 2 different locks. One is a normal lock that you turn, the other is a heavy chain. But like I said, I never locked the door. When I came home from school, I raced into my house and climbed the 2 flights of stairs. I turned on my music and played with my cats for a while, and I had a bath. All this time I had my music on loud, and it didn't help that I was singing and dancing. All of a sudden, I got a text on my phone from 2 people. One was from my mom asking if I had locked the door. The other was,
"I'm playing hide and seek. Come and find me."
I ignored the message from the unknown number. I'm not stupid, and I know what to do and what not to do if a random number texts you. I read my mom's text, and even though I was home alone, I shouted out, "Oh no," as I remembered that I had not locked the front door. I ran down to the ground floor. I went to go and check the handle just in case I did lock it without remembering, but it was already locked. I raced through my mind to see if I did lock the door, but I remember that I never did. That's when I heard a loud crash coming from my garage. This is where I start to panic. I'm a very shy and timid girl, and I get scared easily. I call my mom, and I explain what's happened. By this time, I had already heard another loud crash coming from the same place. Now my cats were upstairs, and the door was a fire exit type of door, so I knew my cats weren't in there. There was that crash again. I slowly opened the door, and that's when I saw a tall shadow at the back of my garage. I screamed, and I bolted out of there all the way up to my room. I'm a fast runner, so I knew that if a person did try to follow me, I could run to safety. By this time, my mom was crying with me. I asked my mom if the cats would let me know if there was someone in the house. My mom said yes. Suddenly, I heard both my cats meowing and hissing in sync together. This is not normal for them, and I quickly knew something was wrong. I ran into my bathroom, and I locked the door. I stood with my back against the door in case the person did try to get me. Time passed for about 30 minutes, and stepdad was racing home by now, and my granddad was on his way, so he would be about 10 more minutes. Then I heard a creak coming from up the stairs. I heard the creak again. I was having a fit and a massive panic attack now. My mom didn't help by saying, "It's okay, just run out of the house." I kept telling her, "No way." 10 minutes was up, and my granddad should have been here by now. I do remember having 1 or 2 blackouts, as I didn't remember a thing when I woke up from them. I heard heavy breathing coming from just outside my bathroom door. I looked at my phone. It was dead. Then I heard the person stop heavy breathing and then bolting through the house with somebody chasing after them. I unlocked the bathroom door and saw my granddad coming back up the stairs, out of breath. I never did see the person, but I asked my granddad what happened and what they looked like. All he told me was that it was a man in his 40s and he was rubbing his private area and heavy breathing. My granddad also said that he chased the man out of the house and down the street. I'm so thankful that I have a wonderful granddad, and I owe him a lot for saving my life. I don't actually know what that man had intended, but I had a good idea and I don't like it. I'm pretty sure that he was the same guy who texted me, but how did he get my number? Creepy man who decided to play hide and seek in my garage and rub your area near a 14-year-old girl. Let's never, ever, ever meet again. Number 2. I was home alone on a Tuesday afternoon in January, bored and hungry, so I left to grab a sandwich. The shop was a 5-minute drive. It took me 10 minutes to order and get my sub, and then 5 minutes to drive home. I was gone for such a short period of time, I hadn't bothered to turn the TV off. When I unlocked the front door, I immediately noticed that my dog was outside and that her sliding glass door was ajar, and I instinctively went to let her in when it hit me that I hadn't put her outside, and I definitely hadn't left the sliding door open. In another wave, I realized I was home alone. I would like to say that I was brilliant and I got out of the house while calling the police, but instead, I grabbed the largest knife I could find and called my best friend, who was at school and couldn't have done anything anyways. I peeked under the beds and in the closets, but there was no one, and to the naked eye, nothing looked out of place. From there, I called my dad and told him I thought someone had broken in. When he got there, he checked every inch of the house. Only 2 things were missing: a valuable ruby ring that had belonged to my great-grandmother and my senior portrait that had hung in the hallway. Police were called, a report was filled, and I think the cop half-assed dusting for prints, told us to look at pawn shops for the ring, and left. That was it. I slept fitfully for a week or more, panicking over this person who had now had a massive photo of me. Winter and spring came and went, and before I knew it, it was July. I started volunteering at a swim camp for kids, and I'd put the weird break-in behind me almost completely. On August 5th, I remember because it was a birthday of a friend, one of the youngest campers ran up and told me that there was a stranger standing behind the fence. I asked her to show me where the stranger was, and told my boss that I'd be right back. The changing rooms of this pool are set up like little tents because we had so many campers, and right next to the tents was a huge grizzly of a man. I'm 5'11", and this guy was easily 6'7". He had a long beard and frizzled hair, an emaciated face, and a protruding gut. I could smell him before I could see him, and I assumed immediately that he was just a homeless man wishing he could go swimming, or maybe just wandering by. "Sir, I'm sorry, but you can't be here," I started. He just grinned at me. He was missing all of his front teeth, and 2 of the bottom ones, so it looked like he had a capital T in his mouth. "Sir, honestly, you cannot stand here. We are a swimming camp for children, and I'm going to have to insist that you leave." I stood firm, waiting for him to walk away. He didn't. He kept smiling. "Sir, do you speak English?" I didn't really know what to do if he wouldn't leave. He wasn't on private property, the swimming center didn't have security to speak of, and I didn't know how to say, "Hey man, you're creepy as fuck," without him lunging at me. He smiled at me for maybe 20 more seconds before he whispered,
"You're so much prettier than your photo."
I ran. I'm proud to say that I didn't freeze. I didn't scream. I just hauled ass to the other side of the pool, grabbed my cell phone, and I called the police. I watched him walk back into the woods. By the time the police got there, he was long gone. I gave them my statement, and I described him, and I believe they scoped out some of the homeless centers nearby to look for him. But nothing has come of it yet, and I'm told that it's still an open investigation. Since the incident, I am on constant alert. I've begun looking for a new apartment in a different city, and I carry pepper spray on me at all times. But what haunts me is exactly what I put in the title. He's still out there, and he still has a photo of me, smiling, and 18 forever. Number 3. I was maybe 11 or 12 years old at this time. My mother used to always send my little brother with me wherever I went to try to get him out of the house. We didn't always get on the best, but when we did, we usually had fun together. It was the middle of the summer, and we decided we would walk to the shop to get a cold drink, since it was really warm out. The shop was literally a 10-minute walk, so my mother never minded us going. We were about halfway there when we noticed this old woman, maybe in her early 70s, shuffling across the footpath in an all-black gown. She had such a bleak, non-emotional face that was quite unsettling. I didn't take much more notice as we continued to walk. That's when my little brother stupidly decided to shout across the road to her, "Hey you, are you a witch?" I angrily hit him and asked, "What the hell are you doing?" and looked across to try to apologize to the lady. She still had her back turned when I said, "I'm really sorry about that," still feeling annoyed at my brother's stupid actions, and left red-faced. The woman said nothing as she slowly turned around to face us. My heart sunk into my chest as she gave me and my brother a really chilling and threatening look. She was then staring at my brother, as if her eyes were peering into his soul. I don't know, but something about the look she was giving us completely terrified me and my brother, who was also starting to shake. The woman, still saying nothing, just continued to stand there, staring with that horrible, creepy look on her face. I won't ever be able to forget it. I grabbed my brother's arm and walked on as he kept looking back and continued saying, "She's still looking, Alex. She's still looking." I could feel his arm shaking as we walked on. We got to the shop and we went inside towards the drinks. We both picked up a can of Coke from what I remember and walked towards the till. The line was slightly big, so the shop door was in sight, and that's when my little brother spotted her. She was pacing up and down outside the shop, appearing to be mumbling words while she repeatedly looked into the shop, staring at us once again. My little brother had a fit and immediately started to cry. The fear was really hitting me now. My heart was beating faster than it had ever had before. Clearly, the woman had been angry about the stupid remark, but surely this was too far. What did she want? I tried to calm my brother down and told him that we should walk down the aisles and wait a few minutes in the hope that she would leave. But she didn't. She was now standing right at the door, making strange hand signals towards us and still muttering words. This was too much. I ran to tell the manager of the store, who was quick to walk outside the shop and tell the woman to leave. Still scared, which the manager could easily notice as we both still shook, kindly offered to walk us home. There was no sign of this woman on the way back. I only saw this woman once after, and it was while I was on the bus, and thankfully she didn't see me. I never believed in witchcraft or that sort of thing, but nothing had scared me ever more than this. That look in the face. Those words she was muttering. A spell? Sounds stupid, but I'll be honest in saying I've never always had the best of luck. I presume now that she's dead, but one thing is for certain, I'll never forget that horrifying look on her face, which has appeared in my nightmares many times. So to the old witch, let's never meet again. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope these stories are scary enough for you. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, and subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of content, and don't forget to comment what you thought. This is kind of new for me, so I'm kind of experimenting with different things on my channel, so all the feedback is appreciated. But until next time, peace trout, YouTube.